Welcome to Wicked Shizuku's Reviews, bringing you a southern perspective on books, movies, music, and much, much more. Stick around for a while, you just might hear something wicked. Well, hello there, and welcome back if you're coming back, and if you're new here, welcome. This is episode 44 of Wicked Shizuku's Review. I am, not my name, but I am Shizuku. It stands for to be continued or to drop. So, today, in this read, I am continuing on with the Gnostic Bible, and I'm going to try to finish out the Gospel of Thomas. I'm not sure if we'll get all the way through it, as there are a lot of heavy footnotes in this section. And I did cheat just a little bit, and I looked into the footnotes and everything, and yeah, so that was really heavy material, like I said. So I am going to be continuing on in the Gospel of Thomas from verse 20. The students said to Yeshua, "Tell us what the kingdom of heaven is like." He said to them, "It is like a mustard seed, the tiniest of seeds." Footnote. Or a mustard seed, it is the tiniest of seeds. But when it falls on prepared soil, it produces a great plant and becomes a shelter for the birds of heaven. 21. Miriam, or footnote, Mary, said to Yeshua, "What are your students like?" He said, "They are like little children living in a field that is not theirs. When the owners of the field come, they will say, 'Give our field back to us.' The children take off their clothes in front of them to give it back, and they return their field to them. So I say, if the owner of the house knows that a thief is coming, he will be on guard before the thief arrives, and will not let the thief break into the house of his estate and steal his possessions. As for you, be on guard against the world. Arm yourselves with great strength, or the robbers will find a way to reach you. For the trouble you expect will come. Let someone among you understand. When the crop is ripened, the reaper came quickly with sickle in hand and harvested it. Whoever has ears to hear should hear." 22. Yeshua saw some babies nursing. He said to his students, "These nursing babies are like those who enter the kingdom." They said to him, "Then shall we enter the kingdom as babies?" Yeshua said to them, "When you make the two into one, and when you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and when you make male and female into a single one, so that the male will not be male, nor the female be female, when you make eyes in place of an eye, a hand in place of a hand, a foot in place of a foot, an image in place of an image, then you will enter the kingdom of..." Footnote. This is a statement of human transformation. The transformation of genders is also treated in saying 114, but in somewhat different terms. 23. Yeshua said, "I shall choose you as one from 1,000, and as two from 10,000, and they will stand as a single one." 24. The students said, "Show us the place where you are. We must seek it." And he said to them, "Whoever has ears should hear. There is light within a person of light. and it shines on the whole world. If it does not shine, it is dark. Footnote. Instead of it in these clauses, we may also read he. 25. Yeshua said, love your brother like your soul. Protect that person like the pupil of your eye. 26. Yeshua said, you see the speck in your brother's eye, but not the beam in your own eye. When you take the beam out of your own eye, then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. 27. If you do not fast from the world, you will not find the kingdom. If you do not observe the Shabbat as Shabbat, you will not see the Father. Footnote. Shabbat is the Sabbath. 28. Yeshua said, I took my stand in the midst of the world, and I appeared to them in flesh. I found them all drunk, yet none of them thirsty. My soul ached for the human children, because they are blind in their hearts and do not see. They came into the world empty, and seek to depart from the world empty. But now they are drunk. When they shake off their wine, they will repent. 29. Yeshua said, if the flesh came into being because of spirit, it is a marvel. But if spirit came into being because of body, it is the marvel of marvels. Yet I marvel at how this great wealth has come to dwell in this poverty. 30. Yeshua said, where are 3 deities? They are divine. Where there are 2 or 1, I am with that one. Footnote. Greek papyrus Otsyrhynchus 1 has been reconstructed to read, where there are 3, they are without God, and where there is only 1, I say I am with that one. The Greek text then goes on to the present part of saying 77, which we shall get to. 31. Yeshua said, a prophet is not accepted in the hometown. A doctor does not heal those who know the doctor. 32. Yeshua said, a city built upon a high hill and fortified cannot fall, nor can it be hidden. 33. Yeshua said, what you will hear in your ear, in the other ear, proclaim from your rooftops. No one lights a lamp and pushes it under a basket, nor in a hidden place. You put it on a stand so that all who come and go will see its light. In the other ear has a footnote. Coptic Kemaji may be an instance of didography, that is, inadvertently writing something twice, or the phrase may also refer to another person's ear, or perhaps even one's own inner ear. 34. Yeshua said, if a blind person leads a blind person, both will fall in a hole. 35. Yeshua said, you cannot enter the house of the strong and take it by force without binding the owner's hands. Then you can loot the house. 36. Yeshua said, from morning to evening and from evening to morning, do not worry about what you will wear. Footnote. Greek papyrus Orynchus 655 reads, do not worry from morning to evening, nor from evening to morning, neither about your food, what you will eat, or about your clothing, what you will wear. You are much better than the lilies, which do not card or spin, and since you have one change of clothing, you, who might add to your stature, that is one who will give you your garment. 37. His students said, when will you appear to us, and when shall we see you? Yeshua said, when you strip naked without being ashamed, and take your clothes and put them under your feet like small children and trample them, then you will see the child of the living one, and you will not be afraid. 38. Yeshua said, often you wanted to hear these sayings I am telling you, and you have no one else from whom to hear them. There will be days when you will seek me, and you will not find me. 39. Yeshua said, the Pharisees and the scholars have taken the keys of knowledge and have hidden them. They have not entered, nor have they allowed those who want to enter to go inside. You should be shrewd as snakes and innocent as doves. 40. Yeshua said, a grapevine has been planted far from the Father. Since it is not strong, it will be pulled up by the root and perish. 41. Yeshua said, whoever has something in hand will be given more, and whoever has nothing will be deprived of the paltry things possessed. 42. Yeshua said, be passers-by, footnote, or be wanderers, or, much less likely, come into being as you pass away, Coptic, Shopi, Etetin, Tenor Parage. A parable to this saying appears in an inscription from a mosque at Fatehpur, Sikri, India. Jesus said, this world is a bridge, pass over it, but do not build your dwelling there. 43. His students said to him, who are you to say these things to us? Yeshua said, from what I tell you, you do not know who I am, but you have become like the Jews. They love the tree, but hate its fruit, or love the fruit, but hate the tree. 44. Yeshua said, whoever blasphemes against the Father will be forgiven, and whoever blasphemes against the Son will be forgiven. But whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven, either on earth or in heaven. Yeshua said, 45. Yeshua said, grapes are not harvested from the thorn trees, nor are figs gathered from thistles. They yield no fruit. A good person brings forth good from the storehouse. A bad person brings forth evil things from the corrupt storehouse in the heart, and says evil things. From the abundance of the heart, such a person brings forth evil. 46. Yeshua said, from Adam to Yohanan the Baptizer, or John the Baptizer. Among those born of women, no one of you is so much greater than Yohanan, that your eyes should be not averted. But I have said that whoever among you becomes a child will know the kingdom and become greater than Yohanan. 47. Yeshua said, a person cannot mount 2 horses or bend 2 bows, and a servant cannot serve 2 masters, or the servant will honor one and offend the other. No one who drinks aged wine suddenly wants to drink new wine. New wine is not poured into aged wineskins, or they may break. And aged wine is not poured into a new wineskin, or it may spoil. An old patch is not sewn onto a new garment, or it may tear. Yeshua said, 48. If two make peace with each other in one house, they will tell the mountain, move, and the mountain will move. 49. Yeshua said, blessings on you who are alone and chosen, for you will find the kingdom. You have come from it and will return there again. 50. Yeshua said, if they say to you, where have you come from? Say to them, we have come from the light, from the place where the light came into being by itself, established itself, and appeared in their image. If they say to you, is it you? Say, we are its children and the chosen of the living Father. If they ask you, what is the evidence of your Father in you? Say to them, it is the motion and rest. Footnote. This saying recalls the accounts of the career of the soul, or of the person in the secret book of John, the Song of the Pearl, and the exegesis on the soul. 51. His students said to him, when will the dead rest? When will the new world come? He said to them, what you look for has come, but you do not know it. 52. His students said to him, 24 prophets have spoken in Israel, and they all spoke of you. Footnote. 24 is sometimes given the number of the books in the Hebrew Bible. He said to them, you have disregarded the living one among you, and have spoken of the dead. 53. His students said to him, is circumcision useful or not? He said to them, if it were useful, fathers would produce their children already circumcised from their mothers, but the true circumcision in spirit is altogether valuable. Footnote. Paul also refers to the spiritual circumcision in Romans 2:25 through 29 and elsewhere. 54. Yeshua said, blessings on you, the poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. 55. Yeshua said, those who do not hate their father and mother cannot be my students. And those who do not hate their brothers and sisters and bear the cross, as I do, will not be worthy of me. Footnote. This is a common figure of speech for bearing up under burdens or difficulties. 56. Yeshua said, whoever has come to know the world has discovered a carcass, and whoever has discovered a carcass of that person, the world is not worthy. 57. Yeshua said, the Father's kingdom is like someone with good seed. His enemy came at night and sowed weeds among the good seed. He did not tell them to pull up the weeds, but said to them, no, or you might go to pull up the weeds, and pull up the wheat along with them. On harvest day, the weeds will be conspicuous, and will be pulled up and burned. 58. Yeshua said, blessings on the person who has labored and found life. Footnote. Or blessings on the person who has suffered. 59. Yeshua said, look to the living one as long as you live, or you may die and try to see the living one, and you will not be able to see. 60. He saw a Samaritan carrying a lamb as he was going to the land of Yehuda. Footnote. This saying is partially restored instead of he saw, Coptic afno. It is also possible to restore to read they saw, Coptic oh no. The land of Yehuda is Judea. He said to his students that person is carrying the lamb around. Another footnote. Instead of that person is carrying a lamb around, it is possible to read that person is around the lamb. Or why does the person carry around the lamb? It may be possible to understand that the Samaritan was trying to catch a lamb, and that Jesus said that person is after the lamb. So I'm going to go back and read all of that since those footnotes were a little confusing. I'm going to start the verse again. He saw a Samaritan carrying a lamb as he was going into the land of Judah. He said to his students that the person is carrying around the lamb around. They said to him, then he may kill it and eat it. He said to them, he will not eat it while it is alive, but only after he has killed it, and it has become a carcass. They said otherwise he cannot do it. He said to them, so with you, seek a place of rest, or you may become a carcass and be eaten. 61. Yeshua said, two will rest on a couch, one will die and one will live. Salome said, who are you, mister? You have climbed on my couch and eaten from my table, as if you are someone. Footnote. The word translated couch, Coptic clock, may also be translated bed, but the saying probably refers to a couch used for dining. The clause, as if you are from someone, may derive from the phrase, as a stranger. Yeshua said to her, I am the one who comes from what is whole. I was given from the things of my Father. Salome said, I am your student. Yeshua said, I say, if you are whole, you will be filled with light. But if divided, you will be filled with darkness. 62. Yeshua said, I disclose my mysteries to those who are worthy of my mysteries. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. 63. Yeshua said, there was a rich person who was very wealthy. He said, I shall invest my money, so I may sow, reap, plant, and fill my storehouses with produce. Then I shall lack nothing. This is what he was thinking in his heart. But that very night he died. Whoever has ears should hear. 64. Yeshua said, a person was receiving guests when he prepared the dinner. He sent them his servant to invite the guests. The servant went to the first and said, my master invites you. That person said, some merchants owe me money. They are coming tonight. I must go and give them instructions. Please excuse me from dinner. The servant went to another and said, my master invites you. He said to the servant, I have bought a house, and I've been called away for a day. I have no time. The servant went to another and said, my master invites you. He said to the servant, my friend is to be married, and I am to arrange the banquet. I can't come. Please excuse me from dinner. The servant went to another and said, my master invites you. He said to the servant, I have bought an estate, and I am going to collect rent. I shall not be able to come. Please excuse me. The servant returned and said to his master, those you invited to dinner have asked to be excused. The master said to his servant, go out into the streets and invite whomever you find for the dinner. Buyers and merchants will not enter the place of my Father. 65. And this has a pretty long footnote to it. So, he said, a usurer. Footnote. The word usurer is partially restored. This Coptic word may be restored to read a good person. Coptic orome and tre, stos, or a usurer, a creditor, Coptic orome, intere, stes, with very different implications. In the first instance, a good person may be interpreted as the victim of violent tenant farmers. In the second instance, adopted here, an abusive creditor may be understood as opposed by the victimized poor. Okay, so 65. He said, a usurer owned a vineyard and rented it to some farmers to work it, and from them he would collect its produce. He sent his servant for the farmers to give him the produce of the vineyard. They seized, beat, and almost killed his servant, who returned and told his master. His master said, perhaps he did not know them, and he sent another servant, but they beat him as well. Then the master sent his son and said, perhaps they will respect my son. Since the farmers knew the son was the heir of the vineyard, they seized him and killed him. Whoever has ears should hear. 66. Yeshua said, show me the stone that the builders rejected. That is the cornerstone. 67. Yeshua said, one who knows all but lacks within is utterly lacking. 68. Yeshua said, blessings on you when you are hated and persecuted, and no place will be found wherever you are persecuted. Footnote. This saying may be understood to mean you will find a place where you will not be persecuted, perhaps alluding to the flight of the early Christians from Jerusalem to Pella in the Transjordan at times of the first century revolt against the Romans. "69. Yeshua said, blessings on you who have been persecuted in your hearts. Only you truly know the Father. Blessings on you who are hungry, that the stomach of someone else in want may be filled. 70. Yeshua said, if you bring forth what is within you, what you have will save you. If you have nothing within you, what you do not have within you will kill you. 71. Yeshua said, I shall destroy this house, and no one will be able to rebuild it. Wonder what that was referring to. 72. Someone said to him, tell my brothers to divide my father's possessions with me. He said to the person, Mister, who made me a divider. He turned to his students and said to them, I am not a divider, am I? 73. Yeshua said, the harvest is large, but the workers are few. Beg the master to send out workers to the harvest. 74. He said, Master, there are many around the drinking trough, but nothing in the well. Footnote. The word well is amended slightly instead of nothing, and it is also possible to read no one. Coptic men lo. 75. Yeshua said, there are many standing at the door, but those who are alone will enter the wedding chamber. 76. Yeshua said the Father's kingdom is like a merchant who owned a supply of merchandise and found a pearl. The merchant was prudent. He sold his goods and bought the single pearl for himself. So with you, seek his treasure that is unfailing and enduring, where no moth comes to devour and no worm to destroy. 77. Yeshua said, I am the light over all things. I am all. From me all has come forth, and to me all has reached. Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift up a stone, and you will find me there. Footnote. Greek papyrus Oxyrhynchus 1 adds a version of this part of the saying after saying 30. Okay. "78. Yeshua said, Why have you come out to the countryside? To see the reed shaken by the wind? Or to see a person dressed in soft clothes, like your rulers and your people of power? They are dressed in soft clothes and cannot understand truth." 79. A woman in the crowd said to him, "Blessings on the womb that bore you, and her breasts that fed you." He said to her, "Blessing on those who have heard the word of the Father and have truly kept it. Days will come when you will say, Blessings on the womb that has not conceived, and the breasts that have not given milk." 80. Yeshua said, "Whoever has come to know the world has discovered the body, and whoever has discovered the body of that person, the world is not worthy." 81. Yeshua said, "Let a person of wealth rule, and a person of power renounce it." 82. Yeshua said, "Whoever is near me is near fire, and whoever is far from me is far from the kingdom." Footnote. A version of this saying has recently been discovered in Coptic text, Berlin 22220, now referred to the gospel of the Savior. "If someone is near me, he will burn. I am the fire that blazes. Whoever is near me is near fire. Whoever is far from me is far from life." See Hedrick and Mereki, Gospel of the Savior, page 40 and 41. 83. Yeshua said, "You see images, but the light within them is hidden in the image of the Father's light, and he will be disclosed, but his image is hidden by his light." 84. Yeshua said, "When you see your likeness, you are happy. But when you see your images that came into being before you, and that neither die nor become visible, how much will you bear? You will bear." 85. Yeshua said, "Adam came from great power and great wealth, but he was not worthy of you. Had he been worthy, he would not have tasted death." 86. Yeshua said, "Foxes have their dens and birds have their nests, but a human child has no place to lay his head and rest." Footnote. This common phrase here in the Coptic sphere, improme, from the Greek huis to anthropo, often is translated "son of man." In other translations of Jewish and Christian texts, sometimes it can mean a person, or it can be a way of referring to oneself, I. Such seems to be the meaning here. At other times, as in the book of Daniel and other similar texts, it may have a more apocalyptic meaning. 87. Yeshua said, "How miserable is the body that depends on a body, and how miserable is the soul that depends on both." 88. Yeshua said, "The messengers and the prophets will come to you and give you what is yours. You give them what you have and wonder, when will they come and take what is theirs?" 89. Yeshua said, "Why do you wash the outside of the cup? You don't you understand that the one who made the inside also made the outside? 90. Yeshua said, "Come to me, for my yoke is easy and my mastery gentle, and you will find rest for yourselves." 91. They said to him, "Tell us who you are, so that we may believe in you." He said to them, "You examine the face of heaven and earth, but you have not come to know the one who is in your presence, and you do not know how to examine this moment." 92. Seek, and you will find. In the past I did not tell you the things about which you asked me. Now I am willing to tell you, but you do not seek them. 93. Do not give what is holy to dogs. They might throw them upon the manure pile. Do not throw pearls to swine. They might make mud of it. Footnote. The end of this saying is partially restored. Leighton edition, Nag Hammadi. Codex 2, 2-7, 187. Notes that, in addition to the restoration adopted here, the passage may also be restored to read, "They might grind it to bits," or "they might bring it to naught." 94. Yeshua said, "One who seeks will find. For one who knocks, it will be opened." 95. Yeshua said, "If you have money, do not lend it at interest, but give it to someone from whom you will not get it back." 96. Yeshua said, "The Father's kingdom is like a woman who took a little yeast, hid it in dough, and made large loaves of bread. Whoever has ears should hear." 97. Yeshua said, "The Father's kingdom is like a woman who was carrying a jar full of meal. While she was walking along a distant road, the handle of the jar broke, and the meal spilled behind her along the road. She did not know it. She noticed no problem. When she reached her house, she put the jar down and found it empty." 98. Yeshua said, "The Father's kingdom is like a person who wanted to put someone powerful to death. While at home, he drew his sword and thrust it into the wall to find out whether his hand would go in. Then he killed the powerful person." 99. The students said to him, "Your brothers and your mother are standing outside." He said to them, "Those here who do the will of my Father are my brothers and my mother. They will enter my Father's kingdom." 100. They showed Yeshua a gold coin and said to him, "Caesar's people demand taxes from us." He said to them, "Give Caesar the things that are Caesar's, give God the things that are God's, and give me what is mine." 101. Those who do not hate their father and mother as I do cannot be my students, and those who do not love their father and mother as I do cannot be my students, for my mother gave me falsehood, but my true mother gave me life. Footnote. This saying is partially restored, for the clause "for my mother gave me falsehood," Coptic, "tomo ga entas tenea empek," or see Leighton edition, Nag Hammadi, Codex 2, 2-7, 189. Another possibility for restoration, "for my mother brought me forth." 102. Yeshua said, "Shame on Pharisees. They are like a dog sleeping in the cattle manger. It does not eat or let the cattle eat." 103. Yeshua said, "Blessings on you if you know where the robbers will enter, so you can wake up, rouse your estate, and arm yourself before they break in." 104. They said to Yeshua, "Come, let us pray today and fast." Yeshua said, "What sin have I committed? Or how have I been undone?" When the bridegroom leaves the wedding chamber, then let the people fast and pray. 105. Yeshua said, "Whoever knows the father and mother will be called the child of whore." 106. Yeshua said, "When you make two into one, you will become human children. When you say, 'Mountain, move,' and the mountain will move." 107. Yeshua said, "The kingdom is like a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One of them, the largest, went astray. He left the 99 and looked for the one until he found it. After so much trouble, he said to the sheep, 'I love you more than the 99. 108. Yeshua said, "Whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person, and hidden things will be revealed to that one." Footnote. This saying recalls saying 13. 109. Yeshua said, "The kingdom is like a person who had a treasure hidden in his field. He did not know it, and when he died, he left it to his son. The son did not know about it. He took over the field and sold it. The buyer was plowing and found the treasure, and began to lend money at interest to whomever he wished." 110. Yeshua said, "You who have found the world and become wealthy, renounce the world." 111. Yeshua said, "The heavens and the earth will roll up in your presence, and you who live from the living one will not see death." Doesn't Yeshua say this? Whoever has found oneself, of that person the world is not worthy. 112. Yeshua said, "Shame on the flesh that depends on the soul. Shame on the soul that depends on the flesh." 113. His students said to him, "When will the kingdom come?" Yeshua said, "It will not come because you are watching for it. No one will announce, 'Look, here it is,' or 'Look, there it is.' The Father's kingdom is spread out upon the earth, and people do not see it." 114. Shimon Kepha said to him, "Miriam should leave us. Females are not worthy of life." Yeshua said, "Look, I shall guide her and make her. I shall guide her to make her male, so she too may become a living spirit resembling you males. For every female who makes herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven." Footnote. A somewhat different statement of gender transformation is given in saying 22. That's pretty much where we started, right? Okay, so that is the end of the Gospel of Thomas. We've finished it, everybody. We are now at chapter 2 in the Gnostic Bible. So yay, we're doing good. We're on track. Here, and I swear to you, I'm not cheating. I haven't went any further than that. I just wanted to figure out what was going on with those footnotes and everything, because that verse 22 really got me confused, and I was like, wait a minute, we're kind of dealing with some of those issues now with the things. So if you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to rewind, please go back into the playlist and you will be able to find it on Thursday's Reads. And I really hope you enjoyed this. So long.